All right, welcome back to Chat UFC for UFC Nashville. We have the post Faceoff recap here. Let's dive into it. I added a couple of bets, so I want to go through those, but we're just going to do a quick run through of what we're seeing here. So it's going to go backwards here. Derrick Lewis, obviously shorter than Taliesin Teixeira, but the lightest he's ever been. So he's taken this fight very seriously. I do have a unit. I put a unit on him, plus 230. It looks like the line's going up. People love Teixeira. I think this is way overhyped. Like, who has he fought? Justin Tafa. Justin Tafa is much lower rated, but there you go. No opinion on Stephen Thompson and Gabriel Bonfim. Thompson's a little taller, but he's obviously much older. If Bonfim doesn't gas out, he probably gets the finish, but we'll see. Could be a good fight. Big bet here, Steve Garcia. Didn't really get any read on this. They're both stoic, ready to fight, about the same size. I like the youth with Garcia. Got Nate Landwehr here. I like his size. We'll see how Charrier blows up after the weight cut. Both look a little sunk out, but about the same size. Petrino, much shorter than Austin Lane, moving up to heavyweight. Doesn't have that shredded look that he normally does, but I think we know where this one will go. No action on it because minus 700, but we'll see. Maybe we'll put some in there. Obviously, I think Petrino wins. He's a parlay piece for sure. Junior Tafa, Tuco Tokos, no action because no value. I thought we'd get Tafa higher. The line, nothing really there. Chris Curtis here looks a little shorter than Max Griffin, which is interesting to me. But he's always been a little shorter. He's going to balloon up. Crazy that he fought at middleweight. Cheaty and Jake Matthews. Jake's surprisingly pretty tall there, but the reach, obviously, with Cheaty. I have him in a small parlay. We'll go over that. Mora versus Murphy. Age, old versus young. I think Mora gets it done, but that price tag is very high. Could put it in a parlay. I love this bet. I'm even gonna stop here for a second. I'm watching this behind here. Kennedy Nzechukwu. Not very good at saying that name. Against Walter Walker. Walter Walker was listed as 6'6", Kennedy as 6'5". Kennedy's an inch or two taller here. He looks bigger. He always has this strange build where he's all legs. Legs very high, waist very high, much higher than Walter. And sometimes he can use that to not get taken down. Now, Walter is going to try to take him down. Kennedy's going to have to stuff the takedowns. But all I see on his Instagram is him working on his jiu-jitsu. Now, that does worry me because I'll tell you what my bet is. It worries me a little bit. I hope he doesn't fall in love with his jiu-jitsu, but he uses it to play defense and escape because I'm just going to say this right now. I have seen nothing from Walter Walker on his stand-up that shows that he can stand with Cheaty here. Not Cheaty. Kennedy. We're just going to go with Kennedy. I don't think he can stand with Kennedy. I think Kennedy, coming from light heavyweight, is faster. His punches are stronger. His technique is better. I mean, he knocked out Carlos Ulberg in an absolute war. I just rewatched that fight. This wasn't like he caught him in a lucky punch. Carlos Ulberg was teeing off in the first round, beating him down, and he just comes back, knocks him out in the second. And so I'll tell you, I have an interesting play here. If Cheaty loses, he's going to get out-wrestled for 3 rounds, and we were just off on the read, so fine. I do have him in the parlay, Kennedy with Cheaty. So confusing. Probably because I put them in a parlay together too. But I have Kennedy, Cheaty, and Steve Garcia in a parlay. Real nice payout on it. Plus 340, I think, something like that. We'll review it later. But I also put a bet on, and it's going to be a pretty decent play here. It's a plus 260 bet, and it's a parlay that you can place on BetOnline. And you can do same game where it's Kennedy by knockout under 8.5 minutes. So the reason I went with 8.5 minutes, I looked at his 10 knockouts in the UFC, and of those, 8 of them are in the second round or the first, so in that range, and all of them were under 8.5 minutes. So I think there's going to be a big speed mismatch, striking mismatch, and unless Walter Walker can go in there, grab that takedown, and secure it over and over again, that's another concern too, if he takes him down for 2 rounds and then Cheaty beats him up in the third. But I just don't see it happening. Chidi's got great takedown defense for a big guy like that. Good balance. He's done it against light heavyweights, and I do think he's going to stuff takedowns and maybe even just style on him from the get-go. Chidi, first round knockout, is plus 500, but I'm getting plus 260, and I'm getting that additional 3.5 minutes. It's not even under 1.5. It's a little more than that. And so at plus 260, I think it's a great bet. It really boosts up his current KO prop, which is a plus 170. I think if he gets it early. And so I'm actually predicting Kennedy round 1 knockout. I'll say it here. I do see the path to victory for Volter Walker, and that's why I'm not just like unloading on the minus 210. I just see a very clear path here for Kennedy, and we'll see if it comes to fruition, but I put 1.67 units on it at a plus 260, so we'll recap that at the end here. Okay, next one, Mitch Ramirez, Mike Davis. Mitch Ramirez, big. He looks big against Mike Davis. There's another streamer who liked Mitch Ramirez here, and so it's an interesting one for me. I'm going to wait on it, but slight lean there on Mitch. Fatima, I think, is going to be a problem, a big, big problem. She's a little bigger than Melissa Martinez. She's going to take her down. I think it could get ugly, but no bet. It's like a minus 1,200. Some of these lines are just nuts. And I want to dive a little bit more into Kennedy here and just show you kind of what I was looking at. So in the heavyweight division, he's 2-0 with TKOs in the first round. This one's a common opponent. So Lucas Bresky beat Volter Walker in his debut, and Kennedy knocked him out last December in the first round. And then before that, I mean, take this for what it is because it's light heavyweight. But in my opinion, there's just so much more talent at light heavyweight. Like even some of the guys he was fighting, 44 rank, 24, 30, 34. Like these were some of the higher level competition in the light heavyweight division. It's funny, they kind of reset him in the heavyweight and put him with these guys. And I put Volter Walker right in there with these guys. Now, he's gotten a few submissions against some guys. Questionable fights. Just watch the fights. There was no domination in my opinion. So Ove Sampru, that was the split loss. He was kind of stumbling here at this point at light heavyweight, and that's why I'm glad he made this change to heavyweight. His speed advantage is so good in there. But even at light heavyweight, knocked out Ian Cutelaba. That's not easy. Actually submitted Devin Clark, but he's shorter, and he was in there on a takedown, and he just snatched up the guillotine. Carl Robinson, elbows, lost a split to Niga Mariano, who I don't know where he went, but he was pretty solid for a bit. Dawan Zhang got KO'd with elbows there. Then he had a knockout against Danilo Marquez, knocked out Carlos Olberg. Decision to some of these. Okay, submission to Polk. Anyways, point that I'm making here is that these guys are higher level competition. The ratings show that he's a 1771 on the Glico. Volter's down at like 1,500 range. After these couple of wins, I think it's going to be a step up, and I do think we get this finish here. So that's one of my, in my opinion, sneaky bet. I really like Kennedy here. I know some people have Volter, but I just watched the tape again, and to me, it looks like we're going to get a KO. That's what I'm seeing. So that's really all I have, other than let's dive into the recap here, finish it up, and let's win some money tomorrow. Follow me on Twitter for the live betting. That's going to be happening. Got to give a shout out to my man, the MMA Judge Analyzer. He's got a big thing coming up pretty soon. He's going to be using the Judge Analyzer on the UFC Tough Enough. So that's pretty cool. It's a sleeper tool for anyone who's betting, watching the fights, even just watching the fights and wanting to understand it. Like, I love having his screen going with, he's scoring it as a judge. He is a judge. So he's scoring it as a judge, and it's showing the chart as you're watching it. So you're seeing in real time, synced up to the fight that you're watching, what the judge is giving points to, what he's not. And there are times where the betting line does not match up where the scorecards are at. And that's just a ton of value. It's an awesome tool to have. So, yeah, check that out. I'll probably just retweet his live stream link on my Twitter, but I'll be giving out live bets as we're going. If it's after a first round, I'll shoot it out on Twitter, put the notifications on if you want to get those. And at some point I will start up the live stream again. There's a particular reason I can't do it right now, but we'll get it back up and going. Might not even be till next year. It's just a setup issue and things like that. So, but we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Life is good, guys. We haven't been doing that well, but the second quarter is over. It's all done. We've moved on. Are we up? I don't know. We're still slightly up, but that doesn't matter. Nashville, Saturday, that's what matters. And we're going to look to cash some of these. So let's do the recap. Here we go, guys. Recap for UFC Nashville betting. Let's go from the top. I got 2.3 units to win 2 on Steve Garcia. I got 2 units to win 4.15 on Nate Landwehr. I got Kennedy Nzechukwu under 8.5 minutes with a KO TKO. That's 1.67 to win 4.33. That's a plus 260. And then we have a parlay with Kennedy Nzechukwu, Chidi Nzechukwu, and Steve Garcia. Nailed it. Plus 340. We did 1 unit to win 3.4. I really like Steve Garcia a lot here, so I don't mind having him at the tail end of that parlay, because at that point we'll have 3.3 units out to win 5.4 if Kennedy and Chidi cash. So I like the way that parlay set up. And then what would a Derrick Lewis event be without a Derrick Lewis sprinkle at plus 230? I don't know what to say, guys. Maybe I'm biased to Derrick Lewis. He's won me money many a times. He's lost me money a few times, but I think usually I'm pretty good at picking when Derrick Lewis is going to perform well. And to me, there's just a big discrepancy in the advanced metrics. Now the advanced metrics are based on history and Teixeira has just come out, but that's the thing is I don't know would you be willing to lay a minus 300 on a prospect, which Teixeira essentially is? So give me a little sprinkle on Derrick Lewis. Maybe we'll have a little more, but I want to cash these first bets in the beginning of the night and watch out for the live betting on Twitter. And we're looking to really incorporate that into what we're doing here. So, and that will then incorporate it in a live stream later on. But there you go, guys. That's the recap for UFC Nashville. Can't wait for tomorrow. Very excited to have this UFC back, and can't wait to see you guys at the window.